Be seated. I'm Greg Poole. I'm proud to be the superintendent of the finest school district in the state of Texas. This is the 90th graduating class of Barbers Hill Independent School District, and they are just as excellent and have achieved just as much, if not more, than all of the other classes, and we're going to talk about that tonight. But first, it's my pleasure to introduce some important people. I'm going to start with our school board. They are elected officials. They don't get paid, although they do get paid, and they'll admit because of the wonderful rewards of being the governing board of this fine district. So George Barrera is currently president. If you'll stand. Fred Skinner, if y'all will stay standing, and we'll clap at the end, as our vice president. Becky Tice, Cynthia Irwin, Benny May, 23 years. And we've got Clint Pipes, Barbers Hill grad and newest board member. And we've got Eric Davis. Would you please give them a hand? We have an outstanding board, and for the record, we've not raised taxes in 14 years, and we still have continued to excel in all areas. Another group that I want to introduce is our leadership team, and of course, you're going to hear from Rick Kanya. But if the other principals that are part of our feeder system would please stand at this time, and would you give them a hand? Just a few comments about this class and our school district. When I say it's the best, I guess any superintendent could say that, but there are so many things that separate us. We've never failed a bond issue. We passed our last bond issue by an 86% margin. And you show me any district where there's enough confidence and enough faith in the school district that you would have people vote by such a wide margin. Another testament to the quality district that we have is I would like for you to stand if you're a student who's been here your entire school career. Thank you, students. What that signifies is many sacrifices by many of you, putting careers on hold, sacrificing financially, doing what it takes to make sure that your child or your grandchild graduates from this school district. And we want to say thank you, because we can tell, and it's not just the ones that have been here the entire career. Once we get them, they're Barbers Hill Eagles, and they bleed blue. But we do appreciate all the sacrifices that you've made. And we realize that a fine school district is not possible without outstanding parents and people who have decided to come to this school district for the school district. I'm one of them, and I hear that continually. And I'll promise you the staff recognizes that as an obligation. We realize it's a high standard, and it drives us to make sure that you feel like it was worth it, that your child and your grandchild or your charge graduated from Barbers Hill. We have won UIL district 23 years in a row academically. We still have a softball team that's going to win state. Can I hear clapping for that? We've got one more game against Angleton, and then we'll go to the state playoffs. We had a great run in baseball. Basically, any competitive endeavor, we are likely in the playoffs. We've had some of the highest accountability scores in the state, and we are proud that our motto is excellence by any measure. If you find a way to compete, we'll find a way to win. But you didn't come to hear me. At this time, we're going to hear from our outstanding choir. If you'll stand, we're going to have the National Anthem, and then we'll continue our program.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Please be seated. Good evening. My name is Ethan Daniels. It is my pleasure to be representing the class of 2019 of Barbers Hill High School. I first would like to thank all the family and friends that showed up here tonight and the many people that are streaming the graduation online around the world. 29 years ago, my father, James Daniels, was in the exact same spot as I was, addressing his class of only of over 100 people. Fast forward to 2019, and we now have over 360 graduates. My family moved here in 1976, and I've had a family member graduate in every decade: the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and next year my cousin Mason will be graduating in 2020. We also have 7 other family members from the next generation that will be graduating in the 2030s. So with that being said, I come from a long line of proud Barbers Hill High School graduates. The reason why our family and many other families like Chase Johnson's and Nate Jiggo's have been here for decades is because of the tradition of excellence that Barbers Hill provides. And it starts with our leaders like Dr. Poole, Mr. Kanya, and all the other great teachers and staff that make Barbers Hill the greatest ever, including my Aunt Carrie, somewhere over there, teaches 4th grade at Elementary South. Once upon a time, 13 years ago, I showed up for my first day of kindergarten class at Barbers Hill, unsure of what I was getting myself into. So needless to say, I was super nervous, super scared, like most people. So with being nervous, there are certain things that go with it, like having to use the bathroom. Unfortunately, I was too scared to ask my teacher to go to the bathroom to accidentally pee my pants. Talking about being embarrassed, I was thinking this school stuff wasn't gonna work out so well. Fast forward to 2nd grade, and this is where I learned a valuable life lesson. Does everybody remember the accelerated reader program? Yeah, horrible. Upon seeing how upset I was about being 3 points short of achieving the ultimate goal of having my name put up on a star and getting it put on the ceiling and being a legend forever. So my friend Colby Jones suggested that since he had just taken an 8-point test, it'd be a good idea that he would do the same for me. Just trying to be a good friend, you know? At the time, I viewed that as a friendly act, but once Mrs. Martin, stand over here, caught wind of our unintentional behavior, we were punished pretty severely and a lesson learned. On a more positive memory, the 4th grade spring show featured some great talent, like Cooper Emerson dressing up as Justin Bieber, singing his hit song, Baby. But who really stole the show was myself, Cade Russell, Max Armour, and Dalton Holland being the 4 grandmas in the play. It seemed like it was a crowd favorite. You know, things were just so much more simple back then. Instead of writing some research paper over a boring British author you've never even heard of, we were taken to Fitnessgram. I still remember the deep, monotone voice of the man counting each rep going, down, up, 1, down, up, 2. And who could ever forget Electronics Day, every year when everyone brought their Nintendo DS or whatever was hip to school back then. I remember having to borrow my brother Ian's iPod. Shout out, bro. Love you. Because I didn't even have an electronic to bring. And no one even had a cell phone back then. And this was only like 8 years ago. And now it seems like every person has one. Now, going into middle school was a totally new experience. When all of a sudden you had 7 classes with 7 different teachers instead of like 2 classes with 2 teachers. And after school football practices with Coach Baggett screaming, down, 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 in your face when you forgot to do what to do on 8 Smash. We were a strong, powerful group of kids that had an incredible bond that could never be broken until the new shocking announcement of splitting the 2 middle schools, dividing us by where we live. In fact, we are the only class in Barbers Hill history that has been together in middle school for 1 year and split for 1 year. 8th grade was a crazy year. The north side started out with a bang, beating south in football 76-6. Let that sink in. And then basketball happened, which, you know, it's whatever. Who cares? It was a blowout. But it all ended with the tie-in track with Christian Rhodes beating out Dayton on the last 100 meters in the 4x4. Also in that 8th grade year, people who participated in the UIL got to go on a field trip to main event. Ethan Hagler and I decided to go play a relaxing game of putt-putt. But the innocent game quickly turned ugly. We just started whacking balls as hard as we could, and they were just bouncing everywhere. We were completely oblivious of the safety of everyone around us. Unbeknownst to us, our game was about to end abruptly because I hit a ball so hard and so high that it broke a light. And then everybody stopped and just kind of like freaked out and looked at us. Oh my goodness, we took off so fast. We were so nervous about getting caught for the rest of the day. With the split of the two schools, you think that we would have matured a bit, but not our class. I remember I was sitting in my speech class one day, watching Parker Bigham bite Cameron Canary's leg. So I guess we haven't reached full maturity yet. Freshman year, we finally got back to normal with the two classes combining, and I remember the first day of high school looking around going, man, these people look like they're 30 years old. Unfortunately, I'm kind of running out of time, so I can't really get into any more stories from high school. But at this point, I want to give some shout outs to some very special people tonight. First of all, I'd like to start with Coach Taylor. I know he has a special place in many people's hearts sitting in front of me tonight. I also want to give out a shout out to these special people that have helped develop and influence me over the many years. First, I want to give a shout out to my mom and my dad and my brother. Love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Also, a thank you to Coach Pennington, Coach Smith, Coach Lopez, Mr. Steve Armour, send it, Mr. Murphy, and my Uncle Arnold. Also, Coach Gaines, Mr. Schaefer, greatest English teacher of all time. See you right there. Yep. Mr. Kellner, also great economics teacher. Miss McBride, great PALS teacher. Where's she? Miss Locke, thank you for putting up with my shenanigans and student council. And anyone else that has helped me throughout these long journey. A sincere congrats and great job to Justin Carl and Catherine Hawk on their great achievements. Also everyone that made the top 10 as well. Good luck to everyone that is going off to college, competing at the next level. We'll be rooting for you, and we know you'll make BH proud. Also, a special thank you to our graduates going into the military, and thank you to all veterans in general. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, the class of 2019, gotta be the easily the greatest class in Barbers Hill history. Look at all the great people we have produced over the years. High quality. So I will leave you with this. A couple of my favorite quotes to, get you started on your life after high school. One is from a great philosopher, Joe Dirt. Life's a garden, dig it. The other is from a great intellectual philosopher, Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you're last. It is now my pleasure to introduce you this year's salutatorian, Justin Carl.
Ladies and gentlemen, parents and friends, and faculty, good evening. Tonight, we're here to celebrate the Barbers Hill graduating class of 2019. It is my honor to be your salutatorian. To describe what a salutatorian is, I turn to urbandictionary.com. A salutatorian is the less important of two high school students giving a speech today. The person who just missed being valedictorian by a few GPA points. A miserable place indeed, since second place is the first loser. However, no one here is a loser, because we are all about to receive what we have been looking forward to for the last 4 years. And I wouldn't change a single thing about them. It was just a few short years ago that we walked into high school and got lost searching for our classes because we switched up the A and B sides. Since then, time has flown by, and we've amassed countless memories. We've had numerous teams in the athletics, academic, and ag departments go to state. We had the senior bonfire, homecoming dances, prom, and even snow days in Texas. We had pep rallies before every Friday night football game, and the pep talks over the years. First from Connor Carnes, then Blake Lee, Kennedy Adams, and finally Christian Rhodes. And of course, we'll never forget Coach Taylor's amazing morning announcements. There have also been some challenges, like certain classes we know. Also, the AP and STAR testing we thought would never end. And sadly, we suffered the devastating effects of Hurricane Harvey. But this only brought out the best in our community. It showed what we're all about, helping others. Our tradition of excellence in action. This tradition of excellence includes our faculty, from the top down, Dr. Poole, Mr. Kanya, and all those who work diligently to help our students excel. Their hard work and positive, service-oriented attitudes are contagious to the rest of the Barbers Hill staff. We are grateful for those teachers and coaches who have shaped us along the way. Miss Yowell in 6th grade, who managed to make English class fun for us. Mr. West, who told so many great stories. Coach Gaines, who always has a smile on his face. Mr. McDonald, who finds a way to make us laugh each day. And so many others, too numerous to list here. All of our teachers have instilled in us lifelong lessons that will forever be impactful, even after we say our goodbyes today. And for that, I thank my teachers and coaches, who never failed to push us to be the best that we can be. As we all go off on our own into the real world, whether that means the college, military, or the workforce, we are going to be faced with all sorts of new challenges. I faced my own share of challenges, mostly from refusing to listen to advice. For instance, one time in 6th grade, I was at my friend Reagan's house. It was a birthday party, and there were bunk beds. So naturally, of course, I wanted to stand on the top bunk. But the ceiling fan was on, and Reagan told me, "Don't stand up or you'll hit your head." Needless to say, about 3 seconds later, there was a loud bam, and I got a huge bump on my forehead. That's part of the reason my forehead's so big now. My point in telling this story is, in the real world, listen when other people try to give advice. Because no matter how much we think we know, there is always something we can learn. But also, don't ever be afraid to act, because you never know what events will turn into some of your favorite memories, or valuable lessons in my case. Throughout these last 4 years, we may have had our ups and downs, but we are winners. We survived high school, and along the way, we made many great friends and memories that will stay with us throughout our lives. In closing, I wish to thank all of the Barbers Hill staff, classmates, teammates, parents, siblings, friends, all who have played a part in helping us be here today for this milestone in our lives. And to my classmates, I wish you all the best of luck in whatever your endeavors beyond high school may be. God bless this class of 2019, and God bless America. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of our graduating class, Catherine Hawk.
Good evening, and a special thank you to the school board, Dr. Poole, and of course, the best principal in the world, Mr. Kanya. Without you, none of our successes could have been possible. I personally would also like to thank my ever-supportive teachers, friends, and family for their endless patience and love for me on this journey. Reflecting on this past year, one of the most memorable things we've discussed in AP Literature with Ms. Andrus is the idea of potential. We read poems about flower buds on the verge of blossoming, twigs stuck in the muck of a marsh, ready to come to life. All of these metaphors lead back to the idea of human potential. I'm a strong believer in the idea that people, everybody, has a purpose or a role to play. I don't believe in meaningless existence. I don't believe that we're here simply just to be here. There's got to be a reason. There's potential. This belief of mine has kept me going. Sometimes I get discouraged, but there's never been a time where I've been faced with a challenge and said, I can't do this. I've learned that this sort of mentality is what will devastate your potential. For everything that has come into my path, I have only believed that I am strong enough to overcome it, that it can't stop me wherever I may be going, whatever I'm meant to do. The same goes for all of us, the class of 2019. We've achieved so many great things already, and now we'll be going our separate ways. But as we move on from this phase of our lives, our potential to do good, to change the world, will never wane, as long as we have the ambition and strength to pursue our goals. All that matters now is how badly we want to achieve our dreams and how hard we're willing to work for it. But there's no doubt in my mind that each and every single one of us will find our individual purpose and be successful in our own ways. I'm not saying it'll be easy. We're going to laugh and we're going to cry. At least I will. But we'll make it. Everything is going to work out exactly the way it's supposed to. We'll end up where we're meant to be. Part of the journey is the end. But this isn't the end. This is only just the beginning. And as the sun sets on this chapter of our lives, the flower begins to bloom. Thank you.
I've been blessed to be here 7 years, and I don't know if we've had a finer combination of 3 speeches since I've been here. Let's give those students a round of applause. Good evening. It is an honor and a privilege to get to stand here tonight as principal of Barbers Hill High School and as the principal of this class of 2019. And to the class of 2019, I want to say to you guys, congratulations. I love you guys and I wish you the very best of luck. Before we present the diplomas, I would like to recognize a special group of devoted educators who are with us tonight, who work tirelessly to ensure the success of these students. Barbers Hill High School faculty and staff, would you please stand and be recognized? Ladies and gentlemen, 15 years ago, I walked into Barbers Hill High School for the first time, and I knew instantly it was a very special place. Up through March, on Fridays, this class got to hear Coach Taylor. And every Friday when he did that, he would say, "There's no place like this place." And you guys know nobody has it better than we do. I'd like to acknowledge any person here tonight who has helped make Barbers Hill High School the special place that it is. Please stand and be recognized if you are a graduate of Barbers Hill High School. Many of the students who make up this class have received scholarships. These seniors have been offered over 200 scholarships, totaling over $3 million. For those students who have received scholarships, would you please stand and be recognized? And finally, I would like to recognize a very, very special group of students who sit with us tonight, who have bravely chosen to serve their country in the armed forces. Would you students please stand and be recognized? I'm not going to hold you up from clapping on that one, I promise. We can keep clapping. Guys, we have now come to our part of the graduation that we've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, we have talked to these seniors about the special ceremony that they're participating in tonight. While it is a happy and an exciting occasion, it is also a ceremony of honor and of dignity. We ask that with your cooperation, that we maintain that honor and dignity so that each one of these members of this class can be recognized in the right way tonight. At this time, we will prepare for receiving diplomas. Reading the students' names tonight with 33 years at Barbers Hill High School will be Mr. Travis Poe. Presenting the diplomas will be the members of the Board of Trustees. Dr. Poole, as principal of Barbers Hill High School, I certify that this class has completed the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Board of Education and the Texas Education Agency. And these guys are entitled to receive their diplomas. Dr. Poole, I now present to you the Barbers Hill class of 2019. Will the first row please rise?
While we're waiting for them to come forward, one other fact that I think bears recognition, 100% of these seniors passed the accountability measure that they have to pass in order to graduate. Very few, if any, school districts can claim such, but 100% passed. Please give them a hand for that.
Catherine Danica Hawk. Oops. Justin Taylor Carl. Kylie Renee Herndon. Adriana Torres Rodriguez. Jade Lee Metter. Caitlin Elizabeth Robinson. Mackenzie Grace Briscoe. Macy Lee Armour. Max Stephen Armour. Sarah Mackenzie Kirby. Christian James Aguilar. Fidel Anaya Jr. Keelan Martin Andrus. Carson Wayne Archer. Zachary Ryan Ard. Peyton Andrew Arthurs. Gwyneth Paige Oschenbrenner. Tyler Russell Attain. Destiny Jacqueline August. Dylan Jager Osmus. Robert Joseph Austin III. Joe Durham Avant. Austin Tyler Ballard. Greg Henry Ballard. Presley Joy Barba. Tristan Cade Barbie. Jacob Keith Barker, Jacob Keith Barker. Preston David Barnett. Francisco Javier Barragon. Clayton Walker Barrond. Peyton Elizabeth Belt. Kaylee Ann Benson. Jermaine Trevon Benton. Patricia Nicole Bernardez. Brianna Guadalupe Berones. Jaden Leanne Berry. Kaylee Elise Berwick. Daniel Scott Biddy. Parker Robert Bigham. Jax Raleigh Bohannon. Madison Renee Brinsfield. Severin James Brown. Zane Allen Brown. Austin James Bruce. Madison Alexis Bryant. Madison Taylor Bryant. LaDonna Marie Burns. McKenna Ray Burns. Clint Michael Calvert. Dylan Mateus Cardenas. Nayeli Cardenas. Annie Caitlin Carlisle. Connor Benjamin Carlisle. Cameron Grace Caruso. Christian Marcos Castillo. Shelby Diane Caston. Aaliyah Danielle Castro. Gabriel Miguel Castro. Chloe Marie Cavaretta. Armando Casares. Colin Christopher Shashawn. Christopher Tristan Shusan. Sadie Nicole Chamberlain. Amanda Leanne Chandler. Mark Anthony Chapman II. Ross Allen Clary. Henry Adam Clemens. Montana Sky Connor. Carson Andrew Cortez. Madison Diane Costello. Reagan Bennett Cox. Cameron Charles Kramer. Peyton Delane Kerbo. Ethan Andrew Daniels. Brian LaMichael Davis Jr. Stephen Ray Davis. Gustavo Datoni Ochoa. Dustin William Deason. Braley Bobby Jean Delao. Samuel Allen Dingley. Anthony Dominguez. Seth Thomas Doucette. Lauren Michaela Dunlap. Rebecca Nickel Downs. I bet it's Nicole. Rylan James Dubiel. John Williams Duff Jr. Kyler Eric Duhan. Caleb Cooper Durham. Valeria Dushana. Tristan Blaine Eastburn Verrett. Justin Cole Elam. Haley Reese Emerson. Cooper Dane Emerson. Kyle Brendan Erickson. Ashton Paul Fagala. Carly Kareen Farish, my apology. Carly Kareen Farish. Amy Lynn Farmer. Justin Tyler Farmer. Madeline Lee Felice. Lucila Ferreira. Landon McLean Files. Tyler Anthony Folse. Garrett Matthew Fontenot. Rayana Danielle Fontenot. Madeline Elise Franzino. Devin Michael Freshonod. Dylan Taylor Frazier. Mark Allen Furlong II. Cameron Isaac Galaviz. Cody Lee Galloway. Leilani Nicole Galvan. Andre Maurice Garcia. Dylan Xavier Garcia. Gabrielle Nicole Garcia. Kyle Bradley Garner. Riley Joe Geisendorf. Carly Ashlyn George. Joshua Keith Lee George. Landon Gary Gershmel. Nathan Blaine Jigo. Caitlin Aubrey Gilmer. Yvette Marie Gonzalez. Jake Gonzalez. Natalie Miranda Gonzalez. Emma Kathleen Good. Nathaniel Dylan Grant. Tyler Hayden Green. Brandon Christopher Gresham. Hayden Matthew Grimes. Camden Blaine Ganeri. Jennifer Guerrero. Joshua Kevin Gidry. John Tay Marianne Guillory. Jose Manuel Gutierrez. Dallas Rylan Hadley. Ethan Grant Hagler. Forrest Hayden Hall. Lindsay Nicole Hall. Madison Elise Hall. Marley Shea Halford. Ilka Emiliano Almari. Grace Lene Hamilton. Chase Lawrence Han. Henry Mason Hardcastle. Jessica Lee Harden. Denton Wayne Hargrave II. Kyler Samuel Hargrove. Curtis Holden Walker Hart. Alexander Bradley Hardis. Alira Noelani Hazelwood. Zoe Claire Hebert. Casey Brooke Herndon. Trevor Scott Hinkle. William Christopher Hodge. Sydney Claire Hodges. Bradley Dean Holdren. Dalton Lee Holland. Amelia Sanovia Hollis. Bailey Patrick Holman. Henry Riley Holman. Shaylee Ray Holmes. Grant Christian Holzaffel. Sydney Grace Hoyt. Connor Garrett Hudgens. Matthew Cole Hudspeth. Calvin Brooks Hullum. Tiara Nicole Humphrey. Hannah Camille Ibarra. Mark Anthony Ibarra. Brian Keith Jackson. John Hamilton Jackson III. Emily Ann Jacobs. Spencer Reese James. Marcus Uriel Janice. Chase Logan Johnson. Hayden Allen Johnson. Lance Irvin Johnson. Chandler Brian Jones. Colby Blaine Jones. Mary Elizabeth Jones. Peyton Lee Jones. Cameron Ray Kaner. Seth Robert Kangas. Emily Lynn Kellner. Christopher Addison Kennington. Blaine Stephanie Kinder. Courtney Denise King. Tyler Lee King. Callie Ann Knight. Hunter James Kratke. Natalie Ann Kunk. Slow down, sister. Lily Nicole LaGrange. Michael Anthony Langford. Michaela Ray Lawrence. Isaiah Deshaun Lawson. Marissa Joy Ledbetter. Reagan Michelle Lee. Hunter Williford Lewis. Tanner Reese Lewis. Spencer James Long. Rick Alexander Lopez Jr. Madeline Grace Martin. Isabel Martinez. Isaac James Martinez. Jordan Xavier Mathis. McKenna Delane McBride. Gracie Ann McCain. Mason Cole McCartney. Emily Morgan McCauley. Bailey Kendall McCullough. Bailey Anye McDaniel. Matthew Thomas McManus. Zachary Michael Meese. Isaias Melgoza. Alyssa Deanne Mina. Autumn Alexandria Menard. Catherine Madison Mercer. Emmanuel Lee Miller II. Kyle Wade Miller. Rebecca K. Miller. Jared Allen Modisette. Sidlali Michelle Monroy. Alexandria Marie Boer Monteith. Mark Anthony Montero. Cesar Morales Jr. Isabel Celeste Morales. Braden Wade Mosley. Wesley Allen Mosley. Julissa Marie Moro. Mason Tyler Murphy. Robert Michael Murray III. Ryan Sophie Mashalik. Taylor Charlize Mariers. Kyle Tyler Nagelmuller. Kaylee Leanne Newman. Hold on. Nicholas Sean Northrup. Adam Jenkins Novasad. Nida Orea. River William Orsack. Dylan Joseph Owens. Zachary David Page. Haley Alexis Pete. Elizabeth Page Peltier. Amanda Jolie Pena. Anna Marie Penrod. Amitha Page Pentecost. Matthew Dean Phoebus. Cameron Alton Philippi. Sabrina Jade Pitzer. Alyssa Yvonne Plattis. Peyton Elizabeth Platt. Caitlin Ann Prejean. Jacob Cameron Price. Kaylin Gail Price. Alberto Ociel Puente. Idalia Noemi Polido. Haley Ann Pylant. Vikesh Rondell Ramanan. Lauren Marie Catherine Ray. Isaac Raul Ricio. Kendall Wayne Reed. Rylan Nicholas Reed. Michael Sean Repond. Haley Elizabeth Revels. Bryson Clay Shellnut Rexford. Nico James Reyes. Christian Bryce Rhodes. Elijah James Rhodes. Patricia Hope Rifke. Ashley Nicole Roberts. Elizabeth Renee Roberts. Dorme Santana Robinson. Andrea Gabriela Robles. Sage Michael Valence Roca. Kit Anthony Rativo Rodriguez. Brady O'Neill Rogers. Alexis Nicole Rothmeyer. Nadia Jolie Rosa. Rayleigh Brianne Ruffin. Macy Renee Runnels. Cade Michael Russell. Kaylee Nicole Rutherford. Just hold on. Gonzalo Salazar Sosa. Brian Saldana. Miranda Lillian Salinas. Kima Rachel Sanchez. Everett David Sandate. Jason Michael Sapp, Jr. Kendall Bryn Schmottel. Garrett David Schooley. Carrington Aaliyah Shaw. Elise Jordan Schellebarger. Victoria Elise Short. Sydney Beth Schugert. Maddie June Simon. Madison Nicole Seminack. Brent Wiley Sklar, Jr. Sean Andrew Sloniker. Madeline Marie Smith. Robert Leroy Smith II. Melissa Soto. Sammy Logan Stanfield. Callie Rochelle Starts. Kaylee Ann Stedham. Madison Lachey Stedham. Tori Nicole Stone. Kylie Brianne Sturrock. Macy Ray Sumrall. Ryan Justin Texas. Chloe Trinity Thomas. Alonzo Torres. Victoria Jean Tovo. Trevor Donald Turnbow. Alex Dean Turner. Saul Samuel Ventura. Allie Ann Walterscheid. Kylie Alexis Weaver. Landon Ray Weaver. Ryan Chance Webb. Garrett Scott Weems. Colby Dale Wheeland. Devin Joseph Ray White. Hunter Colton White. Taylor Elaine White. Shannon Gail Whitehead. Ty Garrett Whitmire. Chaley Lene Wilczek. Ethan Jace Wilkinson. Allison Nicole Williams. Shaniqua Larney Williams. Zachary Parker Williams. Madeline Louise Wilson. Julian James Wyndham. Brian Anthony Wood. Dara Lynn Woodard. Chance Cole Woodward. Brandon Allen Wooten. Gregory Allen Antonio Wright. Kayla Joe Yeager. Chloe Janelle Yepes. Donovan Shane Yoder. Colin Brant Young. Carissa Marie Zaruba.
Set up right there. There you are.
If you would, please bow your heads and pray with me. Lord, we thank you for granting us the opportunity to gather here tonight. Thank you for enabling us to receive an exceptional education that will prepare us for our future endeavors. Thank you for bestowing us with the most dedicated teachers, administrators, and families. We're grateful for the precious relationships and invaluable memories we've made while in this high school. This night marks the end of our high school years and the beginning of an era of new opportunities as we explore the world as mature men and women. We ask you to be with us as we embark onto the next journey of our lives. We ask you to guide us with strength to overcome the adversities life may challenge us with. Continue to bless us with tenacity and grace as we ascend the magnificent mountain of life. All of this we ask in the name of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
All right. Thank you, Kylie. Seniors, tonight is the culmination of 13 hard years of work and dedication. And I know your parents, your relatives, your friends, and family are very proud of you. On behalf of Barbers Hill Independent School District, I would like to wish this senior class the best of luck, and God bless each of you. And I love you. Seniors, please rise. This, the last act that you will perform together as a class and as a symbol of your graduation, I ask you now to take your tassel and move it to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the Barbers Hill High School graduating class of 2019.